Hello there and welcome back to another review. So today we're going to be having a look at Jackie Chan's brilliant Little Big Soldier. And I remember when this film came out, when it was released, I mean, many were saying it was a must-see, one of Jackie's best films in recent times. And in many ways, the film more than lives up to that sentiment. I absolutely love this movie. I think it's a fantastic effort from Jackie Chan. I think it really was up to this point. I think it was 2010 this come out. I think this was a real, not only is it a good Jackie Chan film, it's a good film. It is a good film. What you get here is high production values, a great story, interesting characters, and an overall just a thoroughly enjoyable film all round. Directed by Sheng and released into, so I think 2010, 10 around that time. And what is interesting about this movie is that Jackie's character can't fight. Like, he cannot fight in the movie. He's not. He's actually a bit of a coward. He's not. You know, so many films where Jackie Chan actually can't fight are usually sometimes some of his more like sort of successful ones. He isn't a fighter or a warrior, but the character he plays is someone with heart, and he's someone you can really do become attached to as the film goes on. Like with his soldier trying to capture and bring to justice Leehom, Wang's general, he's superb in the movie, and the two play off each other really well, and I love the dynamic and chemistry. I think Daniel Wu and even Jackie's son were even considered for the role of the general initially, but Wang Leehom just knocks it right out of the park. Like these two here, Jackie and him, they're absolutely incredible in the movie. They got fantastic chemistry, and they really do, as the film goes on, they really do play off each other really well, and such a fantastic choice in terms of, like I say, the casting. What I love about this movie is, like, the story is, it's simple. It's just over 90 minutes in length, but there is not one dull moment from start to finish. And this is something I've mentioned in other reviews, that nowadays it seems standard that a film's got to be really long in order to be good. Like, any film that comes out, especially any Hollywood's latest release production, is sometimes pushing 2.5 hours, 3 hour mark. But here, like, I love it when filmmakers just take the time they need. They take 90 minutes. Let's just do a story. Let's say what we got to say, and then we're out of here. There is not one dull moment, as I say. I think, according to Jackie Chan, the film was stuck in development hell for a while, as he always wanted to do like a comedy action film that took place in with that historical Chinese background. This is a film that has heart, it has comedy, and as you go on this journey with the soldier and the general, it is wonderful watching their relationship unfold and how the two sort of develop this sort of connection and bond as the film goes on, even though they are both sort of on different sides. As I say, as the film sort of steams along, they really is great the way it just sort of develops and what happens. It's one of them movies that, even if you aren't, when I say it's not just a good Jackie Chan film, it's a good film. It's one of them movies that, even if you aren't the biggest Jackie Chan fan in the world, even if you're not big on Jackie Chan movies, this is definitely one worth checking out. There's just still there's a lot to be enjoyed here, as I say. You really get. And I've said it many times, you really do get to see Jackie the actor in this movie. He's a fantastic actor. Jackie Chan, martial arts, kung fu, all that aside, Jackie Chan is a fantastic talent. You actually, in this film, you actually even forget it's Jackie Chan, so, incredible as he is in the role. I mean, at least I did, because I've become so engrossed in the film and the character because I've seen it so many times now. I loved it when I first saw it. I love it now. I've watched it again recently. I absolutely love this film. Absolutely love this film. The film does have its serious, tender moments. It never becomes too much or like dwelled on too long. There's sad moments in the story, of course there are. There's funny moments. There's epic moments, and it's just all adds up to a really cool package and a film you must check out. So we meet Jackie, who is Liang's shoulder in the aftermath of this huge bloody battle, who pretended to sort of play dead with this like fake arrow going through him. I love as well how we don't see the battle. I think that's a fantastic. Like, we the audience are joining it after the event, like after it's happened, which I think it's been so much easier. Like they could have easily opened the film with like a 10-minute long epic battle sequence, but like to give it a really grand big opening. But they choose not to do that. But I think it would have taken away from the film rather than add to it if they'd have done that. He takes this Wei general hostage on this cart as he wants the reward, and you have great scope and epicness to the movie right away, and that is something this film is not lacking in. You know, really the vast set pieces, the vast epicness we really do, that really does come across very well in Little Big Soldier. We have Wang here in a brief cameo, who Jackie has worked with many times. I'm sure if any of you are into Hong Kong and Kung Fu movies, you know who Wang is. You know, Iron Monkey, you know, to name but a few. He gets killed by the general as he was like a deserter in his eyes. Jackie's character is like, wow, so ruthless. You know, he's like, you know, you didn't have to do that. Which the general wants to die, but Chan won't let him, basically. They stop at this inn, and you just have to love Jackie. Like I say, he's acting in this movie. As I say, that cowardly, normal, low-ranked soldier, and his acting is so on form. I can't praise it enough. I probably will keep saying that time and time again in this review. But Jackie puts in a phenomenal performance in this movie. He really does put on an incredible, even acting with his eyes as well in this movie, really well. And I love how he's acting all tough with his captive, but gets head-butted when he wants some wine. Jackie is like, no, but then shaking his hands like the bottle, like when his hand in the bottle is sort of shaking when he wants. It just makes me laugh, and love it when Jackie goes against type sometimes and gets to when he goes against type and gets to show his range. I love that, and this was what was so good, sort of when Jackie did sort of cut ties with Golden Harvest and went out on his own. It enabled him to be free and to stop. Between like sort of the early 80s, even up to the late 90s, mid to late 90s, he was playing that sort of same kind of role in the vast majority of films he was in. But Little Big Soldier especially really does enable him to sort of venture out of the box a bit and really, like I say, show his range and what he can do. They meet this girl at the end who sort of like drugs them with the wine. We have this whole dream sequence of him taking the general's head to the officials, only to be told he's lying and has to have his head cut off instead. What is funny about this dream sequence is we get the first real fight sequence, right? We get a first real fight sequence in the movie, right? But it actually didn't even happen. So you get a fight, you get some of that Jackie choreography briefly, but it's not even happening because it's just a dream sequence. So because that is not what this character is. That is not, because you assume when the film's going to start, like he must know some martial arts, he must have some sort of combat training or something. He doesn't. He really doesn't. But as I say, you think it's happening, this fight, but it doesn't. It's not even actually happened. So he wakes up and his horse has been stolen by the girl. They show that Jackie's character has heart and is a gentle soul when he gives this young child some food. Then they meet this like nomads in the woods, and they're like, well, a general beat him, right? Just like they meet, because they basically get into one predicament after another is what happens, these two. He's trying to get him, take him in, and they just kind of keep going from one, like I say, problem to another problem to another problem. It's just loads of set pieces that all work really well. So they just start kicking the guy. Then we have a great comedy with them approached by the bear, and Jackie keeps pressing the general's wound over and over again, which just has that comedic moments there, which it just makes me laugh when he's doing that. Just for giggles. So desperate is he's so desperate as Jackie to bring this Wei general in. He's now resorting to dragging the general along. Like he's actually physically dragging this guy along and carrying him on his back. The general agrees to go with him as he wants to die honourably. Jackie's character is always mentioning his father and continuously asking what the woman at the inn whispered to the general. His father is something, the character that Jackie's playing, he's often mentioning his father and what happened. And at the end, at the end, it is a bit of a tearjerker. We will get into that, but when I say this is a film with heart, it really is a film with heart. There's a lot of care and attention, and it's in a way, despite being set in a very ruthless, sort of barbaric time, it's a really tender film. It's a really sweet film, and I think it's one of them. It's one of Jackie's most well-made movie production, because it's not only has it got the lavish productions and everything like that, but the film and everything in it really does hold up. All the while this is happening, the general's younger brother is in pursuit, who wants him out of the way so he can claim the throne. Basically, this other guy wants him out of the way so he can claim the throne. And I love the duel that Jackie and General have to see who is better, with Jackie waving his stick around like crazy so he doesn't get hit, and it really is some great funny stuff here from Chan. And this is where they start to bond in a really sweet way. The general even saying, why don't you come with me and I can give you like an official position. The general escapes on horse and his men find Chan. Look out for Ken Lo here. Many of you remember Ken Lo as the guy who Jackie fights at the end of Drunken Master 2. So he gets captured and pretends he is a scout at first, as during wartime I think scouts were not allowed to be killed. I'm not sure how true that is, but I think that was sort of the etiquette they followed. Then these bandits come along and want to pass, which Chan allows Chan to escape. Then we have an amazing, beautiful scene, which is something even more akin, something to like Lord of the Rings or something of that nature, with the general's horse dying and him shouting at the top of his lungs and he's still alive, and Jackie's character cradling this bird with the music, etc. And it really gives off that grand scope of epicness, and it really does work well in the tone of the movie. The general gets attacked by these nomad bandits as Jackie is building a nest for his bird. Jackie and the general both get taken by these bandits and meet each other again at the camp. The general's brother turns up and spots him, and a massive horse battle ensues, and his brother just loves his brother's got this whole funky crossbow thing going on, like that's his weapon of choice, and he just uses it all the time, this crossbow. So you have Guard Wu as well, who's sort of the prince's bodyguard, and he really kicks some ass here. One of the nomad girls really shows off her whipping skills, although it's very brief. Like, it could have been an amazing fight scene, but it's over way too briefly. She should have had more screen time and more time to shine before the general's nasty brother actually kills her. Jackie saves the general by he rides through a wall on a bison. Of all things, he actually rides through a wall, but yeah, I mean, that's actually what happens. He rides through a wall on a bison. So even after all this and what has happened, he is still trying to take him in. So resilient is Jackie's character in this. He is still trying to take him in as his captive. It's his prisoner. During their scuffle, they fall off a cliff and they start bonding again, and Prince Wen is injured, who is sort of like semi-corrupted by Wu, his bodyguard. Jackie in his dream state sees the kid that he gave food to in a meadow, who shoots an arrow at him. Now this scene, you have no idea what it really means until the end. He has like this dream sequence of like this boy who he gave food to, and you're not really sure what it means, where he's got an arrow in the back or like where he's been shot with this arrow. I have no idea until, which I will go into the moment. Let's just say when I say it's tender, this film is really sweet, it's really sad, but it's a really beautiful film, and there's loads going on here. So they get out from where they fell. Wu and Prince Wang catch up with them, and I love Jackie's character's like, why does one of you have to die? Why so drastic? Because he would be like the rest of us who doesn't want to fight. Many of us who are like scared of what's happening, don't want to die, don't want to be involved in this. And like he says to them both, why has one of you even got to die? Why has it got, like he says, why so drastic? And he goes, oh, I get it. And he just sums the whole plot up in one line. He just goes, oh, I get it. Baldy is causing trouble. Like, he's the sort of the protector guy, he's sort of Guard Wu, sort of just stirring it up, basically. So the nomads catch up with them as Prince Wen killed his girl. The general now helps his brother defend himself, and we get a great sort of funny it's sort of a half fight sequence from Jackie Chan, where his special gimmick and technique is throwing rocks, basically. That's what he does. He's throwing rocks at bandits, and Prince Wen kills himself. And I can't stress how well the film is directed. I really can't. It's expertly done. It really is fantastically directed. And like I say, don't ever take anything away from Leehom Wang's performance, as he is perfect as that sort of upright, noble sort of general character. And if you ever, like I've mentioned, I'm going to say it again, if you ever think Jackie Chan can't act, you watch the scene where he's rowing the boat talking about his family and that he's the only one left, and the tears just flow naturally, and Jackie just nails it in his performance in this movie. When people say, like Jackie Chan is, oh, I've seen Rush Hour, or I've seen, all of these American ones, like that everybody in the Western world has seen. I've seen Tuxedo, I've seen Spy Next Door. Go and check out Little Big Soldier for a really, I'll say recent Jackie Chan film. The film's now about 13 years old. But in terms of like a latter Jackie Chan film, go and check out Little Big Soldier, and you'll see what a well-made sort of Jackie Chan film is like, and with a fantastic performance. And I won't lie, when they get to Liang and Jackie changes his mind and pushes the general away as he's changed his mind, I mean, I had a tear when I first saw it. It's a beautiful, sweet moment in the film. He finally gets him to where he can take him in, where he's wanted the general to be, and he lets him go. He pushes him away, and he's like, and it's the way they do it, because he looks at what you're doing and he just pushes the boat away, and it's a beautiful, beautiful moment. Sweet moment. The twist of the movie, and there is a twist, that Jackie's domain has been overrun and conquered by another sect. The whole idea is the general kept on calling him a small potato, but he dies honourably and like with pride, holding his people's flag, and he meets the boys. He gets shot by arrows in a bittersweet end to the movie, where he goes back to his meadow, like the meadow's sort of like his happy place, so to speak. The general promised him he will not wage war on Wei for another 10 years. In a way, because he saved the emperor, he attempted to sort of bring peace to his people. It's like, don't wage war here for another 10 years. And it's like I say, sort of, he saved the emperor and attempted to bring peace. Showing that sometimes even the small, I think the whole idea with that is showing that sometimes even the smallest person in the right place at the right time can make a world of difference. You know, I think that's what it's trying to say. But what an amazing film. What an absolutely incredible film. I would highly recommend any of you out there, if you want a really beautiful, well-acted, funny, sweet, tender, like historical Jackie Chan movie, go and check out Little Big Soldier. But it's just such an amazing film that it's just so well shot, so well acted, and just thoroughly enjoyable, and great comedy moments, amazing performances from our two leads. And I rate this, as I say, very highly in terms of like latter Jackie Chan movies. So like I say, even though it's like about 14 years old, but I'm trying, like I say, in terms of on the channel, I know I've done a lot of the classic Jackie Chans. I will try and be getting around to doing a lot of the latter ones as well, because there's so many Jackie Chan films to get through. Even when you think you've done them all, you suddenly realise, okay, no, I've still got to do that one. Like, because there's a whole sort of catalogue of movies I've got to get reviews done of, like I've got to give my opinions of. Ones that I've seen back in the day, ones that I absolutely love and everything. But Little Big Soldier, just please go and check it out for an amazing, beautiful Jackie Chan movie. So thank you very much indeed for watching. Hope you enjoyed the review, and I'll see you again soon.
Don't concentrate on the finger, or you will miss all that heavenly glory.